Today on D&D Academia, we discuss the ability Dexterity and its skills. Dexterity measures agility, reflexes, and balance. You can find information on Dexterity in the player's handbook. A Dexterity check can model any attempt to move nimbly, quickly, or quietly, or to keep from falling on tricky footing. The acrobatics, sleight of hand, and stealth skills reflect aptitude in certain kinds of dexterity checks. Acrobatics. Your dexterity acrobatics check covers your attempt to stay on your feet in a tricky situation, such as when you're trying to run across a sheet of ice, balance on a tightrope, or stay upright on a rocking ship's deck. The DM might also call for dexterity acrobatic checks to see if you can perform acrobatic stunts, including dives, rolls and somersaults, and flips. Now, you might also be called upon to do an acrobatics check when escaping a grapple or landing more gracefully when falling. Acrobatics is essentially dexterity's form of athletics. There are also times where both athletics and acrobatics are applicable, but make sure to give some leeway if your players can come up with a good way of using either. Sleight of hand. Whenever you attempt an act of legerdemain or manual trickery, such as planting something on someone else or concealing an object on your person, make a dexterity sleight of hand check. The DM might also call for a dexterity sleight of hand check to determine whether you can lift a coin purse off another person or slip something out of another person's pocket. Carefully manipulating objects is also sleight of hand. For instance, solving a puzzle that involves hand movement, like a Rubik's Cube, catching a falling vase, pulling off close up magic tricks, disarming someone before combat starts, or even playing a game of Jenga. The biggest thing to keep in mind is the difference between a sleight of hand check and a thieves' tools check. The biggest difference is you use your proficiency bonus with the thieves' tools, if you happen to be proficient. Now, there is a difference, but your DM may also allow for a sleight of hand check if no one has the proficiency with or even has thieves' tools. Stealth. Make a dexterity stealth check when you attempt to conceal yourself from enemies, slink past guards, slip away without being noticed, or sneak up on someone without being seen or heard. Now, with stealth, we also have hiding. The DM decides when circumstances are appropriate for hiding. When you try to hide, make a dexterity stealth check. Until you are discovered or stop hiding, that check's total is contested by the wisdom perception check of any creature that is actively searching for signs of your presence. You can't hide from a creature that can see you clearly, and you give away your position if you make a noise, such as shouting, a warning, or knocking over something. An invisible creature can always try to hide. Signs of its passage might still be noticed, and it does have to stay quiet. In combat, most creatures stay alert for signs of danger all around. So, if you come out of hiding and approach a creature, it usually sees you. However, under certain circumstances, the DM might allow you to stay hidden as you approach a creature that is distracted, allowing you to gain advantage on an attack roll before you are seen. Now, when it comes to passive perception, when you hide, there's a chance someone will notice you even if they aren't searching. To determine whether such a creature notices you, the DM compares your dexterity stealth check with that creature's passive wisdom perception score, which equals 10 plus the creature's wisdom modifier, as well as any other bonuses or penalties. If the creature has advantage, add 5. For disadvantage, subtract 5. One of the main factors in determining whether you can find a hidden creature or object is how well you can see in an area, which might be lightly or heavily obscured. Here are other instances where a dexterity check may be called out. Control a heavily laden cart on a steep descent, steer a chariot around a tight turn, pick a lock, disable a trap, securely tie up a prisoner, wiggle free of bonds, play a stringed instrument, craft a small or detailed object. You add your dexterity modifier to your attack roll and your damage roll when attacking with a ranged weapon, such as a sling or longbow. You can also add your dexterity modifier to your attack roll and your damage roll when attacking with a melee weapon that has the finesse property, such as a dagger or rapier. Armor class can be affected by dexterity, Depending on the armor you wear, you might add some or all of your dexterity modifier to your armor class. And finally, initiative is absolutely affected by your dexterity. At the beginning of every combat, you roll initiative by making a dexterity check. Initiative determines the order of creatures' turns in combat. This has been D&D Academia's episode all about the ability, dexterity, and its skills. If there is anything you'd like to see get an Academia episode, mention it in the comments. And as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe.